Hello and welcome back to the Wanton. My name is Beast. Today we're back with more Clockwork Ley-Line. Hold on. I don't know what's going on there. Uh, anyways, yeah. Today we're gonna be doing others. No, let's just go from top to bottom, I guess. I am going to already prepare myself. Anyways, Neko. Interesting. My eyes are closed, but I can still tell how bright, how blindingly bright it is. I'm not able to take it anymore. I open my eyes to see a completely white space. Huh? I'm a bit confused as to why I'm in a place like this. I get the feeling that I was sleeping in bed not too long ago. I'm still groggy, so it's hard for me to process what's going on. Suddenly my field of view opens up and the scenery jolts me awake. Now would I imagine I'd be here again? Seriously? There's no doubt about it, this is the dream world created by that mist Morpheus' stone. Wait. This might mean that someone accidentally activated it and now I'm caught up in the effects of a rampaging mist. If that's the case, then this isn't the time for me to be spacing out. I have to find the one who activated it before it turns into something major. Though that's easier said than done, I have no idea where to even start. For now, I should try to figure out what's exactly going on and see if anyone else got involved. Can't just sit here twiddling my thumbs. Just like we did before, I'll have to investigate this place thoroughly. I'll ground for a bit to survey the surrounding areas, but nothing stands out in particular and I don't run into anyone. Which means that I was the only one dragged into this, or that this is nothing more than a dream. Still, everything feels too vivid for it to be one. Last time I was able to keep my consciousness because of Heidi's perfume, but there's nothing like that now. So the chance of this being an ordinary dream are low. While I'm thinking, I run into a clearly suspicious door that sticks out like a sore thumb. The door standing in the middle of nowhere is obviously strange. Almost as if it's asserting that there's something over there. There's no way I could just ignore it. As a member of the Bureau, I have to make sure to investigate it. It's possible that there's someone on the other side of it. Alright. There's no point just thinking about it. Seal myself and slowly open the door. Huh? See a familiar scene on the other side of it. My own room back at the dorms. Can't help but look back and forth between that and the dream world. No matter how many times I do that, it's undoubtedly my own room. However, even though it's daytime here, it's nighttime on the other side. What the? Given the strange situation, it has to be the work of a mist. I get the feeling that it's a bit different from when we were last thrown here. Could be another mist, one that's not Morpheus' stone. Could it be another mist, one that's not Morpheus' stone? I don't know what powers are at work here, but I guess I'll step into my room for now. If it's a different mist, maybe I'll wake up once I get back there. Huh? What's going on? As I'm about to step inside, I hear a voice, and it's definitely not a normal one. Is someone there? But she says, it'll be too late if I wait any longer, especially if we're dealing with a mist. I don't have any time to waste. I have to go check what's happening. I rush into my room and head towards the source of the voice. What awaits me is something that surprises my wildest imaginations. Oh boy, she is Oh lord. That's his boxers, and that's her hand between her legs. BRB. Okay, she's done with herself, and he's now talking to her, Neko. You can guess what that meant. Confused, panicked situation. Okay, forget what. Forget me restarting the recording. He's pinning her down and kissing her. She was surprised as she didn't know someone was watching her, but she quickly embraces me after realizing who I am. She empties to kiss me back several times in rapture. She accepts my kisses intoxicated with an intoxicated look, and she seems even more drained of energy than before. I keep a fair mold on her body. The first one is. We can roughly guess what all of this is. It's like a dream. Yeah, you might be. This is a dream. She suddenly snaps out of her daze after looking down at her hand. After all, it's holding my boxes. Right, I forgot about that. That's my underwear, isn't it? Yeah, there's no mistaking it. Accidentally, huh? I see, so it's okay to do whatever you want because it's a dream, huh? He's trying to make excuses, but these aren't even excuses. Seeing her all flustered like this makes me want to tease her. Oh, well, after seeing her masturbate and kissing her, there's no way I could just stop now. I'm not saying that out loud. Went into someone else's room without permission and took their underwear. They're still making excuses? Bird girls need to be punished. Yeah, we're back to sex, BRB. They awake now. Suddenly wide awake and before my eyes is familiar ceiling in my room. Look around, but Neko is beside me. The bed surroundings are exactly the same as they were before I went to sleep last night, and nothing looks out of place. When I look down at my window after getting up, I can see sunlight shining through the gaps in the curtains. It's already morning. I intentionally sigh and hold my head. What in the world was that dream? I must be really tired. Fuck. Come the fuck on. It just finished. It just finished. It just finished. You don't need to show it off again. 7:40. 0, 0, 7. 0, 0, 7. 40. Like, why do they feel the need to do this shit? I just saw the scene. You don't need to remind me of what the CG was. Okay? Though exhaustion still exhaustion still doesn't explain that dream. You know, Neko had an obsession with underwear, but that was still going too far. That was rude, and I feel bad about it. Let out another sign, glance at the clock. It's a bit earlier than when I usually wake up, but there's not enough time for me to go back to sleep. Maybe if I go wash my face, it'll help clear my mind. Alright. As I'm about to stand up and head for the bathroom, my hand touches something unusual on my bed. I pick it up, wondering what it is, and I see that it's a familiar pair of my own boxes. Were these stones Neko had in my dream? I take another look around to see another 2 pairs of boxes of underwear lying on the floor. Of course, they also belong to me. Wait, hold on. Are those the same ones I saw in my own dream? Why am I... get a bad feeling about this and rush to check what I'm wearing. Sure enough, I have a pair on. So I didn't accidentally undress myself. What? And why am I box... Don't tell me. No. There's no way that could be true. I was completely conscious the entire time, and I do feel a bit tired, but I'm fairly certain that that was a dream. It had to have been. After all, I just woke up and Neko was near. But wait. I can still feel Neko's warmth on me. And what's this happy, fluttery feeling within me? Is that really a dream? That's fucking it. Really? Tsubaki and Kasumi, sure. Fucking... right into it, huh? The soft lips, our lips meet and our tongues entwined. It all feels unbelievably good. She says my name. I temporarily pull my lips back and from her in a daze. Sumi looks entranced as well, and her gaze makes me want to kiss her again. My mind feels hazy. How did this happen? If I remember correctly, I got a nice smelling oil, and she got a nice smelling oil and invited me over. That's what we're done for the day. Nothing seemed off with the treasury, so we figured that there probably wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary happening tonight. As such, we decided to call it a day and return to our rooms early.
じゃあ俺も帰るわ。かすみもちゃんと戻れよ。
鍵を使えばすぐだもん。しーちゃん、またねー。
はいはい。じゃあな。
じゃあ行こっか。ああ、そうしよう。
Hmm? As we're all about to leave, Tsubaki and Sumi look like they're headed somewhere together. Are you two going somewhere this late in the day?
私の部屋だよ。ハイジちゃんにお願いしてアロマオイルを調合してもらったの。明日は学園がお休みだから姫ちゃんと二人でアロマを炊いてお泊まり会するんだ。スミちゃんが誘ってくれたのでお邪魔させてもらうことにしたんだ。
Huh, that sounds like fun. They're both a nice pairs. Brings a smile to my face since it feels like something that girls would really
じゃ
enjoy.
あみーくんも一緒にお泊まり会する？
What?
スミちゃん？
Her invitation comes as a bombshell and instinctively raise my voice. But I'm clearly not the only one who's surprised. Tsubaki is too, and her face is a bit red. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm sure it'd be more fun if it were just you girls there.
そう？
Yeah, right, Tsubaki?
そうだな。うん、そっか。じゃあみーくんが来るときはしーちゃんやみんなも呼んで大人数だね。
That sounds good. Though that doesn't sound any different from what normally happens here.
それじゃあ私と姫ちゃんも行くね。ではまた。おやすみ、みーくん。
Right. At night. As I'm waving, Sumi takes out the key of Giannis and uses it to return to her room. I should head back and get to bed. Trust nobody.
姫ちゃん、座って待っててね。ああ。
We then get to Sumi's when we get to Sumi's room, she takes out a small box and removes a small bottle from it containing the oil. Seeing her look so excited naturally brings a smile to my face.
これ瓶もかわいいよ。本当だ、かわいい。香りも楽しみだ。ハイジちゃんにはね、私のイメージに合う香りでってお願いしたの。へえ、スミちゃんの。それならとてもいい香りになる気がする。そうかな。そうだといいな。見て見て。このためにアロマポットも新しく買ったんだよ。スミちゃんが買いに行ったのか？うん。メモを渡してシーちゃんに買ってきてもらったの。そうか。村雲が。
She gleefully prepares the lamp and sets everything up. She lights the candle and adds a little water to the dish. All that's left is to pour in the oil. However, that's when her hands stop
どう
moving.
したんだ？どのくらいオイルを垂らせばいいのかな。なるほど。普通なら数滴で十分だと思うのだが。わかんないし、このくらいかな。
That's bad.
スミちゃん、そんなに入れて大丈夫なのか？アロマオイルだから大丈夫だよ。それに香りがきつすぎたら水を足せばいいんじゃない？そういうものなんだろうか。
No. Pretty sure that's not how it works. Sumi mentioned earlier that Adlai created the oil for her. It might have some magical effects.
いい香りがしてきたよ。確かに。
I still have my misgivings, but the room is soon filled with a sweet scent. She puts down the bottle and breathes deeply to take it in.
すごーい。こんなにいい香り初めて。 そうだな。私も初めてだ。それにスミちゃんにぴったりな香りだと思う。本当？私ってこんなイメージなんだ。嬉しいな。
What the fuck kind of conversation is this?
姫ちゃん、お茶を入れるね。今晩は二人でいっぱい話そう。ああ。
She brings out the tea in no time at all. Sweet fragrance in the air and the deliciousness of the tea brings a pleasant feeling to my heart.
みーくんも来ればよかったのにね。そしたらもっと楽しそうだったのにな。でも女の子に挟まれると緊張するんじゃないのか？みーくんその程度で緊張しない気がする。そうだろうか。
She says perhaps it would have been more fun with him around.
スミちゃんがいて、みーくんがいて。
All those thoughts float around in my mind. I start feeling a little dizzy. Am I getting sleepy because I'm too tired? But I usually go to bed later than this. My mind feels all foggy when I hear the sound of a cup dropping in front of me. I hurriedly raise my head and find that my tea's been spilled all over the table.
大丈夫？すまない、大丈夫だ。少しこぼしただけで。スミちゃん、申し訳ないが、キッチンからタオルを借りるよ。うん、わかった。一緒に行かなくて平気？
I don't know why, but a really funny idea just came to mind. Somehow the aroma oil is essentially an aphrodisiac, and they just going to town on each other, and suddenly, out of nowhere, either one of them is just like, stop. Hold on. The other was like, what's wrong? Let's get Miku into this. like, yes, this is nice, but we need a little bit of filling. Like, what the fuck?
大丈夫だよ。ありがとう。
Get up and head to the kitchen in search of a towel.
委員長の代理業務も慣れてきたと思っていたが、やはり疲れているのだろうか。
Mez still feels hazy. This has never happened before. I'm glad that Sumi invited me over to her place, but it looks like chatting all night will be impossible. Never imagined I'd end up in this situation.
スミちゃんには申し訳ないが、お茶を飲んだら休ませてもらった方が心配もかけないだろう。
As I'm thinking about that, I hear a loud sound come from Sumi's direction. Wakes me up and I dash back over there.
スミちゃん、どうしたんだ？姫ちゃん。
When I return, I see that she's collapsed on the floor. I rush to hold her up and notice that her face is somewhat red.
姫ちゃん。具合が悪いのか？もしかしてさっきのアロマオイル。姫ちゃんの抱っこだ。
She's conscious, but she seems a bit out of it. Her expression looks relaxed as well.
とりあえずベッドに。姫ちゃん。
As I'm trying to figure out what to do, she glumps me out of nowhere. The surprise makes me fall backwards onto my hands. At that moment, my fingers touch something. I turn to see what it is and realize it's a box that contained a bottle of aroma oil.
スミちゃん、ちょっと待って。やだ。私ね、姫ちゃんとキューってするの。それはいいから。
Her hugging is making me feel lightheaded, and I get the feeling that sweet fragrance is stronger than before.
それどころじゃない。
I furiously shake my head and pick up the box. A sheet of paper falls out from it.
さっきの説明書、ちゃんと入っていたのか。姫ちゃん、姫ちゃん、ギューして。
The sweet smell in the room, the dizziness from before, Sumi's acting strangely, trying to piece everything together, gives me a really bad feeling.
まさか。
I pick up the instructions and see that there's a detailed ingredient list written in a small font. At the very bottom is a warning handwritten by Adelheid.
甘い香りを出すために少し興奮作用のある薬草を配合しています。効果の強い薬草ですので、アロマは少量ずつ炊くようにしてください。アーデルハイト・リッター・フォン・バインベルガー。あ、そういえば。どの のくらいオイルを垂らせばいいのかな。なるほど。普通なら数滴で十分だと思うのだが。わかんないし、このくらいかな。すみちゃん、そんなに入れて大丈夫なのか。アロマオイルだから大丈夫だよ。それに香りがきつすぎたら水を足せばいいんじゃない？えへへ、姫ちゃん。すみちゃん。
At least I figured out the root cause behind all this. It's because we used too much of the oil.
これはどうすればいいのか。ひとまずオイルを焚いているろうそくを消さなければ。姫ちゃん。え？
When I try to get up, she stirs in my arms and takes me aback and I stop moving. But then she slides her hand over to mine and clasps it. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Oh man. Yikes. How do you view lesbian relationships? Twice at a time because I have OBS open. She moves her body and the next thing I know her face is right up against mine and our lips are touching, a gentle ephemeral sensation, but that was more than enough to make my whole body shudder. She plants her lips on mine over and over again. I feel dizzy and dizzy each time I feel her soft lips. I know we shouldn't be doing this, but I remain still, stunned by the current situation when Sumi licks my lips. I involuntarily yelp from the new sensation and she takes the opportunity to stick her tongue into my mouth. Oh boy! As the organ makes its way into my mouth, she takes me several times and thoroughly licks the inside of my mouth. Seeing Sumi and her breaths, as well as the aroma permeating the room, they're all stimulated my body. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh Lord. Slowly move my tongue around, entwining it with hers. She starts moving hers as well after kissing me joyfully. I can feel her soft lips. Our lips meet and our tongues entwined. It all feels unbearably good. When she says my name, I temporarily pull my lips back from hers in a daze. Sumi before me looks entranced as well, and her gaze makes me want to kiss her again. She sucks my tongue strongly as if to brush away my apprehensions. The stimulation makes me shudder and all my earlier thoughts go flying out the window. I want to do more than this right now. I'm getting nervous now. This is going to devolve any second now. Another flurry of kisses. I don't want to separate from this soft sensation, but she suddenly removes her lips from mine. Okay, nothing actually changed. Her eyes are tearing up. When she looks at me like that, I feel like my heart is about to be torn in half. I wonder why. Baby places the lips on mine after hearing my answer. The modest contact quickly grows deeper and our tongues entwine once more. The energy drains out from my body and as we share kisses. That's how good her kisses feel. Huh, sure, Tsubaki says, and now they're naked and touching each other. Oh boy! She lays her breast bare before my eyes, and in my confusion I do the same. I can't help but stare at her exceptionally beautiful skin, and she looks away out of embarrassment. It's embarrassing if she stares too much. She is quite big, actually. Also, I don't remember Tsubaki being that flat. That is far flatter than she's supposed to be, I think. Sorry, you're just too pretty, Tsubaki says. He thanks, but you're pretty too, Kasumi says. I should be wallowing in embarrassment now as well, but it makes me happy knowing that Sumi is looking at me. One more kiss. They're making out. Touch the booba. They're getting handsy. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it here. Okay, they're done. However, I accidentally skipped like 3 lines of the next scene. Mitsuyoshi's just like... I quickly spring up and notice that I'm on my bed. Huh. What? Was that a dream? I think back to what I just saw, completely baffled by it. If memory serves, Sumi and Tsubaki said that they were having a sleepover. I managed to connect the dots and start kicking myself. What the hell am I thinking having a dream like that? As I'm walling in my deep depression, I suddenly notice that something is off. That something is something I really didn't need right now. There's no way, right? I look inside my box and see remnants of a wet dream. Ah! At my age, this couldn't get any worse. Well, what's done is done. It's pathetic, but for now I have to change it to a fresh pair. Right as I'm about to get changed, I hear Tsubaki's voice from outside my room. I wasn't expecting this sort of speak of the devil situation, but that scene vividly pops up in my mind. Let me just... Okay, it's just voice lines. Okay. Nope! Nope! It's the image again! Mikun, what's wrong? She screams as in the background. It's a fucking memory. Thank God I sensed that. Huh? Wait! Tsubaki! You've got the wrong idea! Don't come in here! Are all of these just gonna be like short little H scenes? At least that'll be done quickly. Let me just immediately... You know what? Instead of pulling up both of the censorships, I could just do this. I'd like... We're safe. For now. Whoops. I accidentally moved the webcam. Not much happened at the bureau today, and looks like I'll be able to sleep soundly tonight, which I haven't been able to do in a while. I guess I'll hit the hay. Look at that big. Knock on the door. What happened? If there's a mess causing problems, then I can't afford to be sleeping. I'm coming! Huh, Louis? When I open the door, I'm greeted by an exasperated looking Louis. What's up? Huh? Something happened to Heidi? I'll listen to what you have to say, so come inside. What? Hold on a second. You're telling me that I'd be able to do something instead? Hey, Louis! While I'm in a state of confusion, he pulls me into a hallway, swapping positions with me. Wait, Louis! Hey, what are you doing?
悪いが今夜は俺が部屋に泊まらせてもらう。後の話は本人から直接聞いてくれ。
Is he for real? With the door locked, I can't get back inside of my own room. From the looks of it, he's not going to tell me anything else. Doesn't look like I have a choice. Staring at this door won't do me any good, so for now, I walk over to where Heidi is. What's this one, right? Is it really okay for me to come visit a girl staying by herself at night? But Louis told me to come here, so something must be up. Okay.
誰？
It's me, Koga. What's the matter? Did something happen? Yeah, that's right. Louis sent me here.
鍵開いてるから入って。
I can hear her voice coming faintly from inside. I was pretty worried that something terrible had happened, but her saying that it's okay to go in makes me feel somewhat relieved. Pardon the intrusion. Heidi is sitting down in the middle of the room. And because she's curled into a ball with her back to the door, I can't tell what's going on with her. At any rate, I won't be able to do anything unless I get closer and talk to her. What happened? She turns my way slightly when I call out to her. Tears are rolling down her face.
香水が実験で暴発して私どうしたらいいのか。
Huh? What?
こんなことになるなんて全然思ってなくて。
She desperately tries not to burst into tears by saying that. But that explanation alone isn't enough to tell me the whole story. All I know is that something happened while she was testing a perfume. Sorry, Heidi, I still have no idea what's going on. Could you give me some more details?
ごめんなさい。私、新しいパフュームの実験をしていたの。だけど、うっかり混ぜてはいけない種類の液同士を混ぜてしまって、一瞬で液体が気化して、それを思い切り吸い込んで。
Wait, was that safe? Were there any side effects? Her face becomes visibly red at the moment I ask her that. She then looks away from me, hugs her own body, and faces the ground. Heidi, hey, what's wrong? Huh?
止まらないの。
What won't?
母乳が出て止まらないの。
Oh boy. What? I thought I misheard her. I really hoped I did. But it remains that the girls say that upon closer inspection, even the tips of her ears are red. Seriously? How do we stop it then?
全部足さないと止まらない。
Ball let out.
いいから、お前はまず俺たちの部屋へ行け。
That explains Louis' behavior and why he took over my room. While it may be beyond his control, letting out breast milk is, he's throwing something so ridiculous onto me!
引き込んでごめんなさい、子が。でもルイは私のためにあなたをここに来させてくれたのよね。
I know, but...
自分ではうまく絞り出せないので手伝ってほしくて。
that's Just realized that she's asking me to fondle her breasts to squeeze out all of her milk. Did Louis know that this would happen, and that's why he got me to come here? Wait. She has me thinking that I'd readily help her. It's nothing. You want me to help you, right? I've never milked someone before, though.
そうよね。ごめんなさい、私。変なお願いを。
No, you don't have to apologize.
こんなこと頼める人は他にいなくて。でも、無理なら一人で頑張るから。
Her eyes are still wet, and when I see how troubled she is, it makes it extremely hard for me to refuse. I'll try to get this over with as quickly as possible. It's fine, I'll do what I can.
本当？ありがとう、子が。
Well then, can you reveal your breasts? I'll give it a shot. You know what she said. She blushes harder when I ask her to do that. However, she seems to have steeled herself and turns her entire body to face me before shifting her clothes to expose her chest. Yep, that sure is milk. BRB. Okay, he seems to have woken up after milking her. And having her milk him, if you get what I'm saying. Ah! Ah! Ah.
ようやく起きたのね。
I wake up to Heidi shouting at me and survey my surroundings. The sun's already high in the sky. The light shining in from the window is blindingly bright.
早く起きないと学園に遅刻するんじゃないの？
She giggles as she says that. When I look over at her, I recall yesterday's events. I forgot your pattern. Right, Heidi. Are you alright now?
大丈夫って何が？
Oh, or not. You know, did your breast milk stop? Were there any after effects?
Huh?
Oh no! It was a dream. She looked confused by the string of questions. However, she furrows her brow upon hearing the term breast
何を
milk.
言うの？子が。母乳ってどういうこと？全然意味がわからない。
Huh? But didn't you mess up an experiment last night which made your body produce breast milk uncontrollably? And you had me help you squeeze it out. When I explained, his face starts getting redder and redder. Huh?
何を変な夢を見ているのよ。バカ、子がのバカ。
What? A dream?
いつまでも寝ぼけていないで、早く顔を洗ってきなさい。
She scolds me all blushing. I have no idea what's going on anymore. A dream? Wait, what about Louis then? Why am I in your room?
昨日、寮の部屋の鍵をなくしてしまったんでしょ。覚えていないの？だから比較的広くてベッドも余っているこの客室に泊めてあげることになったんでしょ。
Really? Kinda get the feeling that's what happened, but I also kinda don't. It's really strange, can't remember for the life of me.
呆れた。鍵を忘れた時に他に何か置き忘れてしまったのかしら。
No, I'm sorry.
鍵は今日改めてハイタースプライトを使って探すことになっているじゃない。それにルイは。
おい、目が覚めたのか。
ほら、ちゃんといるでしょ。今は朝食の準備をしてくれていたの。
He pops in while Heidi and I are talking. The reason I didn't see him was not because he was in my room, but because he was preparing food. Which means that all of that was a dream, and the commotion of losing my room key, I actually forgot what happened. I forgot what actually happened.
お前、大丈夫なのか？鍵を探して疲れすぎていたとしか思えんな。
Well!
そんなことだからおかしな夢を見るんだ。それにしても、実験に失敗して母乳が出るようになったか。
He immediately smirks after saying that. I become embarrassed after realizing that he heard our entire conversation. You heard all that?
あれだけ大声でわめかれて聞こえないわけがないだろう。二人とも無駄に声だけはでかい。まあ、効果はともかく。アーデルハイトの性格的に実験失敗はありえない話じゃないな。
This time, his smile is directed towards Heidi, who goes bead red.
せいぜい気をつけてくれ。ああ、あと、よからぬ調合をしようなどと思わないことだな。
そんなことしないわよ。そもそも古賀のせいで。
いや、お前は何をしでかすかわからないからな。さっきの話が元で妙な気を起こすかもしれないだろう。妙な
気って
何よ。I'm really sorry about this.
もう全部古賀のせいなんだから。
What the fuck are any of these? However, I also do not trust the last one, so let's just throw these back up. Ushio and Mutsuki. Classes have ended for the day, and I'm heading towards the bureau office as usual. Is something going to happen today? There haven't been any mist-related incidents recently, so it would be great if it were another peaceful day. However, given that this school is as far from normal as you can get, anything's still possible.
遅いよ、もーちゃん。
むつき、でもいつも通りの時間ですよね。一体何が遅いの？
何言ってるの。いいから早く着替えなきゃ。
Why am I suddenly nervous?
着替え？
ほら、走って走って。
As I'm about to enter the room, Mutsuki grabs me and pulls me with her. I run with her, oblivious as to what's going on.
どこに行くの、むつき？
何言ってるの。いつも行ってるとこだよ。
Usual place.
いつも？
It still doesn't ring any bells, and I can do nothing but blindly follow her. Koga comes into the bureau office door. Mutsuki and I have been expecting him, and we hurriedly get up and stand side by side.
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様。
That's not bad, actually.
おかえりなさい。
What in the world is happening? Koga is completely unfazed by all this and looks at us as if nothing's out of the ordinary.
なぜいきなりメイド服を着せられているのですか？なぜムツキは疑問を持っていないのですか？
I'm going to bet this is Ushio's dream again. Like all the other ones were Koga having weird ass fucking dreams. This one, Ushio is the one having the dream, as it was before, probably.
もうちゃん、ちゃんと大きな声でお迎えしなきゃダメだよ。
大きな声で？
そうだよ。ほら、もう一度。
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様。
もう、やっぱり声が出てないな。
Thanks, you two. I was wondering how he'd respond.
古賀君、どうしてこの状況に対して何のコメントもしないんですか？そこは突っ込むとこでしょう。しかも私がこんな格好をしているのに、こんな。
It's aggravating, both the current state of affairs and Koga's run-of-the-mill response. And also having him call him master. Why did things turn out this way? I have no recollection of agreeing to serve him.
お茶を入れますから、奥の椅子に座って待っていてくださいね。
Great. He sits down in my reserved seat without any reservation. It's almost as if he had always been sitting there to begin with.
そこは。
Huh? What's wrong, Muko?
いえ、ですからその席を。
もうちゃん、私はご主人様の肩を揉むからお茶のご用意を。
私が？
This situation is fucking weird. I have no idea why the two of us have to do either of those tasks. As I'm staring at her blankly, Mutsuki starts rubbing Koga's shoulders and frowns at me.
ほら、早く早く。コーヒーの入れ方わかるよね。
それはわかりますけど。じゃ
あ、そっちはお願いね。
はい。
She continues to massage while barking orders at me. I stare at her, confused, and get in response a glare that tells me to hurry.
どうして私がこんなことを？でも、ムツキが言うんだから、何か深い理由が。
もうちゃん、どうしたの？コーヒーだよ。
You're not gonna make it for me?
わかりました。コーヒーですね。ブラックですよね。
Yeah, you sure know my taste well.
好みも何も、君はいつもブラックではありませんか？
もうちゃん、ご主人様。あとちゃんと敬語使わなきゃダメだよ。ご主人様なんだから。
はい。
A little doesn't bother me.
ダメですよ、ご主人様。オンとオフの切り替えはきっちりしないといけないのです。 それじゃあもーちゃんにそっちはお任せするから、肩もみが終わったら私はお茶菓子の用意をするね。
I begrudgingly go brew the coffee. Before Murakami joined, I did all of this myself, so of course I know how to do it, but...
ご主人様、コーヒーが入りました。
I placed a cup of coffee on top of a saucer and carry it out on a tray. This is something brand new to me.
カップだけ持つのとは全然違う。手の揺れが全部伝わってしまう。
On top of that, there's the question of why I'm forced to wear this outfit and why I have to call Koga master. All I'm doing is bringing him coffee. She conflicted and ashamed, which puts me in a complicated mental
もー
state.
ちゃん平気？変わる？
大丈夫です。声をかけられると集中力が途切れます。
分かったけど。
Hey, now be careful, you're way too nervous, Muko.
そうは言いますけど、
Koga calls out to me while I'm nervously carrying the coffee. When I think about how he's worrying about me, some of that nervousness. You're not good at tasks like this, so just let Hanata to help.
何ですかその言い方は。まるで私が何もできないみたいじゃないですか。
What are you getting so angry for? I'm not lying.
大丈夫ですから。古学いえ、ご主人様はそこに座っていてください。
You sure about that?
大丈夫ですから。あと少しでそちらまで行けま。
Ow! もうちゃん、ご
主人
様! Ow! It burns!
ごめんなさい、古学。どうしたら。
大変。ご主人様のズボンびちゃびちゃだよ。
早くズボンを脱がさないとやけどして。
そうだね、早く脱がしてあげなくちゃ。
The crotch area of his pants has been very clearly darkened by the coffee. I'm terrified that Koga is going to be injured because of my blunder. Huh? Wait, hold on! I don't think that's a good idea!
何を言うんですか。早く脱がないと大変なことになりますから。
そうですよ。ほらほら、ご主人様早く。
I'm fine. Liquid has seeped through his underwear as well, so we end up removing all of it. It's better than him getting burned. Double made BJ, huh?
ムツキは見てはいけません。
Mutsuki, don't look, Ushio says.
でも見ないと綺麗にできないよ。それにもーちゃんは見ていいの？
Huh, but I can't clean him otherwise, and are you saying that it's okay for you to look, Mutsuki says. I've already seen it several times before, but I obviously can't tell her that, Ushio thinks. For now, I'll have to make up some sort of excuse.
私が拭くので
I'll
大
wipe
丈
him
夫で
off
すか
so
ら。
it's okay for me, Ushio says. No, at least let me handle it myself, Mitsuyoshi says. He looks troubled as I go fetch a towel. Seeing him like that makes me want to tease him. I've always been on the receiving end of it, so nobody can blame me for wanting to give him his just desserts.
いいえ、私のミスです。
No, it was my fault, so I will do it, Ushio says. But you, please stay still, I'll use this towel too, Ushio says. Fine, go for it. I'm surprised how easily he gave in. I thought he'd be more insistent, she thinks. I don't want this to be exposed to Mutsuki for too long, so his compliance helps. However, as I'm about to press the towel against it, Koga takes the upper hand again. But with your tongue instead of the towel. What? Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, cut it here again. They're done with him, the cleaning action, including themselves.
とにかくこれでコーヒーは拭き取れたんですから、ご主人様は早くズボンを履いてください。
Oh, well, the response irks me. I have a bad premonition. Like he's about to say something outrageous again. So you too, but,
どうしました？ご主人様。
I'm still feeling kind of horny.
はい。
I honestly can't follow the things that this man says, and he's saying that as if it were something unreasonable. As if it were something reasonable. Won't go down, so could I ask one of you to do it with me?
相手ってまさか。
Is it obvious? Do I need to spell it out for
いり
you?
ません。ふざけないでください。
わかりました、ご主人様。これもメイドの務めですから。
Oh lord.
私を好きにしてください。
ムツキ
Great, thanks, Anatate. Put your hands on the desk, point your ass towards me. Lord. You know what she said. And so Mutsuki responds and follows his instructions like it's the most natural thing in the world. No, you can't do this, Koga. Enough already, Ushio says. What? You don't look like you're in the mood, so what's wrong with asking Anatate?
わけないでしょ
Everything, Mutsuki is my best friend and can't let her do something like this, Ushio says.
私大丈夫
I'm
だ
fine with
よ
it though, it's part of a maid's job, Mutsuki
その
says.
認識は間
That
違ってる
understanding
か
is
ら
incorrect, that this
こん
isn't
な
a
のお仕
job.
事じゃ
Koga,
な
will
い
you
から
please stop her,
こが
Ushio says. But this guy down here is too excited, won't calm down.
わかり
Geez,
まし
fine,
た
I get it, I'll
わ
do
か
it
り
then,
ました
Ushio says. Rush to Butsuki's side, and as embarrassing as it is, point might be behind in Koga's direction. She thinks.
これでいいでしょだからもうムツキは巻き込まないでください
Technically, this is still fine to be shown, I think, but I'm still not gonna actually do it. See you after the HC. Yep, we're done, and she just woke up. It was her dream, as was obvious. Glancing around at my surroundings, I find that I'm in the familiar bureau office. I must have accidentally dozed off again. Fuck! 51, 54, roughly 51, 54. 0. There we go. What was that dream? It's one thing if it were only me, but Mutsuki was there as well.
もうちゃん、ここにいた。
ムツキごめんねムツキ
何？どうしたの、もうちゃん。
私ひどい夢を見て本当にごめんね。
夢？うん？
大事なムツキにまであんなこと私は最低です
なんだかよくわからないけど元気出してね。
ムツキ
Hey, Anatante, did you find Vuko? Oh, you did.
特差分室にいたみたい。
Anger quickly wells up within me when Koga coolly walks into the room. Last remaining bit of reason I have tells me that it's unfair of me to do this. But jeez, we were worried about you since we couldn't find you in your room.
君が全部悪いんです
What? I just got here!
君のせいです君が悪い君が止めないから助長するようなこと言うから
Where the heck did this come from? I haven't done anything.
うるさい全部古賀くんのせいなんですから
Mance just can't catch a break. Not another episode has been added to another story. Yeah, I can access Ushio now. I guess Ushio before that. Well, can't say I expected that, but sure. Ushio. Another episode of Ley-Line. You know what? I'm actually gonna separate the videos. Or should I? Actually, no, I shouldn't, really. Because that's gonna mean double editing, and I don't want to do that if I happen to not catch something in here. Ushio. After episode of Ley-Line. That dude looks like a villain for some reason. Time has passed since the whole incident. All students have returned from the school holiday that was pushed up. School is once again full of life.
獅子ヶ谷さん。
ミブさん、校内の見回りですか？
ああ、別に以前ほど厳しくする必要はないんだが、つい癖でな。
Ramanita has completely disappeared, of course, and our school lives have changed a little. The rules dictating that students have to return to their dorms before nightfall hasn't changed, but the disciplinary committee is laxer about it now. As a rule, their members have some more free time. As a result, their members have some more free time on their hands once classes are over.
わかります。読者も落ち着きましたが、夜になるとやはりいろいろ気になりますね。
そうだな。
There's still a reason for having all the students return to the dorms after classes. Because the Treasury's barrier is still being rebuilt, mists are flying around and running rampant, making it dangerous for them to stay late.
あ、学園長、ドブリーンでん。みんな、お休み中は元気にしていたかんね。
はい、久しぶりに家でゆっくりできました。
それは何よりだ。しっかり休めたなら学業に本腰を入れて頑張ってくれたまえ。はーい。それじゃあ失礼します。
失礼します。
The Prince and Shogun are still managing the school in their original roles under the orders of their creator, Hina. The school is completely at peace now that everything is resolved. Talking is hard.
あちらももう心配する必要はないようだ。
ええ、そうですね。
それではもう少し校内を見回ってくる。
はい、それでは。
At some point, after seeing me blow off and heave a sigh, everything has come to a clean conclusion. Yet there's still one thing that remains on my mind.
古賀君。
I was busy over the holidays, and in the end, we never met up with him. Now that the new school term has started, he should be back.
別に対はないんです。仲間ですから。体は大丈夫なのかとか、何をしていたのかとか、
For I knew it, I had already started walking towards his classroom. Stopped myself after noticing this unconscious action. I really am curious about how he is doing though, so I set off once
何
again.
も連絡をよこさなかったのが悪いんです。徳さんの業務だってまだあるんですし、
Sun
顔
Sun.
を見て近況を聞くくらいはおかしなことではないはずです。ええ、そう、これは徳さとしての業務であって、別に特別なことでは。
Copium. Finally arrived at my destination and take a deep breath. There's no reason for me to be nervous. I should be calm while I should be calm when protesting his lack of communication with us. He's not there. He's nowhere to be found as I survey the small classroom. And the person sitting in his seat is his younger sister Michiru. She looks extremely tense and her head is face down at the ground. If she's here, then that means.
ねえねえ、君が古賀の妹ってどういうことなの？しかも名前も同じだよね。私、黒谷マヤ。よろしくね。もしかして訳ありってやつかな。僕、マヤちゃん、ダメだよ。困ってるじゃない。だっていろいろ気になるじゃん。ソアラは気にならないの？気になるけど、困らせるのは良くないと思うな。ごめんなさい。謝らなくてもいいよ。マヤちゃんいつもこんなだから。いつも？だからすぐになれるよ。私は吉田ソアラです。古賀みちるって です。でさ、どういうことなのかちょっと教えてもらうだけとかも。あやちゃんってば、兄が私の代わりにここに来てたんだけど、いろいろ問題が解決したから。そういうの学園的にありなの？学園にはちゃんと許可をもらいました。そうなんだ。じゃあこれからはみちるちゃんがクラスメートだね。はい。迷惑かけないように頑張ります。よろしくお願いします。大丈夫だよ。これからよろしくね。そうだよ。よろしくね。で、そのいろいろの部分のいろいろを詳しく聞くわけには。マーヤちゃん。
Michiru is trying her best to hold a conversation with Maya and Sora. After all that's happened in the past little while, perhaps she's trying to change herself for the better.
あれ、牛尾さんだ。あ、本当だ。おはようございます。獅子型に先輩、どうしたんですか？
The three of them notice my presence as I'm staring blankly at the person sitting in Koga's seat. For some reason, it makes me uncomfortable.
そうだ。お兄ちゃんは。
いえ、様子を見に来ただけですから。学園生活頑張ってくださいね。困ったことがあったら遠慮なく徳さんに来てください。それでは。
He's just gonna be sitting in the bureau like, oh, hi. Yeah, I'm not a student here anymore. However, I am essentially like a teaching aide, I guess you could say. Or maybe janitor. Janitor works, I guess. I am here to clean up in a way. You know, clean up my act when it comes to magic knowledge, as well as clean up mess if shit like that keeps happening. He's not here. The body double has been replaced with the real Koga Michiru. The person who was originally invited to attend was Michiru, so it just means that everything is now the way it was supposed to be.
それじゃ。
He's going to be attending classes here. As a result, Koga is no longer at the school.
別に考えられなかったことではありませんし、普通の状態に戻っただけのことです。
I try to convince myself, but I can't come to terms with it.
だからって、何の相談もなく決めるなんて、そんな身勝手な。私とのことは一体どうするつもりなんです？仲間だなんだの、相談しろだの、最初の頃は口うるさく言っていたくせに、また自分のことは棚にあげて、それに。
You really love me, don't you?
こんな時に一体何を言ってるんですか？そんなこと。
You don't? I love you, though. Love you.
あれは一体何だったんです？一体どういうつもりだったんです？休暇中に顔を見せるどころか連絡も一切せず、挙句の果てに相談なしで学園からいなくなり、私を放置。
That does sound very bad in the context.
なんか。
You're a little frazzled as I think about this, and before I know it, classes are over for the day. It continues to weigh on my mind as I make my way into the bureau office, where I see that Murakumo and Mutsuki have already arrived. The three of us make up the current bureau. Koga was supposed to be a member of it as well, so I wonder what's going to happen from now on. Can't tell since he's not here.
あれ、古賀はどうしたんだよ。戻ってきたんじゃねえのか？
彼ならいませんでした。教室にはみちるさんが代わりにいましたよ。
代わりにってなんだそれ？
古賀君の代わりに彼女が学園に通うことになったようです。
ああ、そっか。あいつが学園に。そっか。
もともと
学園への招待はみちるさんが受けたものです。今の状態が本来のものということでしょう。ここにみちるさんがいてももう危険はない。彼がそう判断してみちるさんが通えるようにしたのではないかと思います。
あいつほんと極度のしつこんだな。
じゃあこれからミッチーはどうするつもりなのかな。知りません。でもみちるちゃんが来たってことはどうするのか一言も相談を受けていませんから。そうなの？もーちゃんも忙しかったもんね。いろいろ後始末とかもあったし。
つっても連絡くらいしてくるだろ。
Here's the thing. They don't use cell phones here, so how the fuck would he have her number to call her?
連絡とかなかったの？ええ。そうなんだ。みんなバタバタしてたし仕方ないのかな。
おい花立て、これ以上やめとけ。わかった。
Let's try approaching this from a different angle. Whatever he does, it doesn't matter to me. Thinking too deeply about it is just a waste of energy. For now, let's ignore him and do what I ought to be doing.
ムツキ、今日はまだ何もありませんか？そうだね。平穏そのものだよ。
生徒が一気に戻ってきたからミストももうちょっと動くかと思ったけど、そうでもないみたいだな。
宝物庫の結界が元に戻るまで油断はできませんが、落ち着いたものですね。
The principal said that it would be quite some time before the barrier would be fixed. Maybe there are a few myths escaping because work has already started. Much like the disciplinary committee, there's been less work at the bureau, and we should be able to make it relatively easily from here on out.
じゃあ今日はすぐ帰れそうだな。
この様子だとそうなりそう。
As Musuke and Murakumo said, time passes by without anything happening. My hair is being annoying.
じゃあそろそろ帰るわ。
じゃあまたね。
あ、お疲れ。
もーちゃん、私たちも帰ろう。もーちゃん、ごめんなさい、ムツキ。先に帰ってもらってもいい？いいよ。何か考え事？なんとなくそんな気分で。わかった。あんまり遅くならないうちに帰ってね。じゃあね、もーちゃん。ねえ、わかってる。ありがとう。
There's nothing that I'm really mulling over. I got the feeling that Mutsuki knew that, but could tell that I wanted to be alone. And now I'm sitting on in my usual chair, all by myself in this empty office.
古賀くんなんかもう知りません。
Even though I say that, nothing but thoughts of him fill my head. Why did he do something so selfish? There's no way I could return to the dorms looking like this. I'll give myself some time to calm down before heading back. Rest my head on the desk in front of me and close my eyes. I'll probably end up napping for a bit, but I don't mind. I'm sure that will let me feel more refreshed. So I'm counting on that to happen. Feel a gentle sensation. It would appear that I did fall asleep at some point. My brain continues to run slowly in a half-conscious state. What's going on? Someone's fingers are touching my cheek. I've an idea of whose they are. They slowly raise my slowly raise my head. When I open the door to the bureau office, sure enough, I see Muko there. She seems to be taking a nap. I cannot but reach out and caress her soft pale cheeks when I see her sleeping so peacefully. Damn! Looking snazzy! She looks at me for a while, still half asleep, before her expression eventually changes to one of surprise. My bad for touching without asking. It's just that it's been a while, so... She freezes up, her mouth hanging open. It was probably a bad idea to suddenly touch her.
どうしてここにそれに制服じゃないスーツ
I didn't mean to wake you up.
いつもは着崩しているからきちんとネクタイを締めてなんだか新鮮
Oh no!
これで似合ってますね
Like she's like rapidly switching between why is he here? What? I don't know what's going on. Surprise and oh holy shit, horniness. Like oh yeah.
いえそうじゃなくて
So are you mad?
そうじゃないでしょう今考えるべきは別にスーツを着る必要などないのにどうして彼がそのような格好をしているかこの脈絡のない突然の展開はまさか
Motherfucker! I'm going to stab you. 111-9.
まさかまたいつもの
Oh, she's assuming it's another one of the dreams. She's just assuming it's another one of her crazy dreams. 1, 11, 8, 9. So again, I'm sorry, okay? Hey, Earthamuko. Oh, shoot, she still wasn't mad. Should have just straightforwardly woken her up
白衣
instead.
やメイドの次はスーツですか何ですかまたコスプレですか
Huh? No, there's an actual reason behind this getup.
別に聞きたくありません
She's not giving me any chances at all. She seems pretty out of it at first, so I thought she was still half asleep,
それ
but...
にこれではまるで私が古賀君のいろんな服装を見たい願望があるようで別にそんなことはまあ確かにスーツ姿には驚きましたし似合ってますけど本人に似合ってるとか絶対に言いませんよ
I love this. She looks quite irritated, displeased. I'm positive that she's mad about how I haven't contacted her all this time. Muko, I'm really sorry I couldn't contact you
そんな
because...
こと言ってどうせ最終的にはいつものように意地悪して好き勝手にするんでしょ
Huh? What are you talking about? Like I said,
ええ分かってますこれまでのパターンだとそうなんです
Wait, what do you mean lead him? Could you please explain?
別に君には説明なんて必要ないでしょいつものことですから
Again, I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't tell if she's actually listening to me or not. She's probably still half asleep. Anyway, it's getting late, so how about we head back to the dorms for now?
嫌です
You refuse? Come on now, there's a lot I want to talk to you about.
触らないで
When I grab her hand to try and have her stand up, she smacks it away. Comes off as a bit of a shock. But hold on, I get the feeling that this isn't stemming purely from anger. She seems kind of desperate about something.
ダメです今日はダメですこれまでは流されましたが今日こそ流されませんからいつも君の思い通りになると思ったら大間違いですからね
Could it be that she's not angry about my having touched her without permission or the lack of communication, but something else entirely? If that's so, then what in the world is she then what in the world is she displeased about? She mentioned something about this not being the first time, but it doesn't ring a bell.
そこに座りなさい
Huh? Sure. Unable to think of a proper response, I do as I'm told and sit down on the sofa. Muko stares at me fixedly.
言うべきことがあるでしょう
Something I have to say?
そうです私が納得するまでは絶対何も始めないですししないですしさせません絶対にです
What should I be saying in this situation? What did they do? After a bit of thought, I decided to start off by apologizing for the smaller things. Well, I'm sorry for touching you while you were asleep.
違いますそうじゃない
Then, I'm sorry for not contacting you all this.
そんなことはどうでもいいんです
What? She doesn't care about that? I felt really bad about being swamped with work and not keeping in touch with her.
覚えていないかもしれませんが、これまで何度もこの大切なところをスルーしてきたんですよ。一番大事なことなのに、どうして本当に君は勝手に何も言わずに進めてしまうんですか？
Okay.
でも今日は違います。妥協はありません。君がちゃんとするまで私は許しません。
Well, that's important.
では早く。
What you're doing isn't exactly helpful.
また肝心なところを聞く前に終わってしまったらどうしてくれるんですか？
Oh, she's just like telling you, you tell me you love me right the fuck now before anything happens. I'm not getting blue balled again. Huh? I have no idea what she's talking about. At the very least, I can tell that she's upset at me about something. Could you give me some sort of hint?
ヒント？そんなものが必要なんですか？
Or like, point me in the right direction.
君はこれから何をしようとしていますか？その行動を取る前に人間としてすべき当たり前のことがあるでしょう。私は何もかも否定する気はありません。ただきちんとした手順を踏めと言っているのです。
So
いつも
basically,
先延ばしにしている結論を言えばいいんです。
conclusion. What? I'm still completely lost. All I wanted to do was go back to the dorms. My confusion must be showing on my face because Muko gets even angry when she looks at me.
どうしてそんな顔をしてるんですか？もうどうして君はいつもそんなのばっかり。
Wait, calm down! Furious, Muko starts hitting me with a cushion. It doesn't hurt, but it's not exactly comfortable
ど
either.
うしてそんなに堅くなに何も言わないんですか？出し惜しみですか？まさかあんなどさくさで一言チラッと言ったからもうオッケーみたいな、そんなことを思っているんじゃないですか？もう一生言わないつもりじゃないでしょうね。
Huh? What? Her voice grows more strident as she pummels me with a cushion. Hold on! Can you please explain from the beginning? She forcefully takes a step towards me. Can't help but stare down at her feet before looking back up at her. She's still extremely
い
angry.
い加減にしてください。なぜどうして好きだくらいさっさと言えないんですか？
Huh?
それとも好きじゃないんですか？好きでもないくせにあんなひどいことしたんですか？
What? No, I do love you, but... Oh, she looked happy for a second there. But she quickly shakes it off and raises her voice
違い
again.
ます。そういうのじゃなくて、そんな適当な感じじゃなくて、もっとこうなんとかならないんですか？
What do you...
もっとちゃんと告白する感じで、ちゃんと気持ちを込めて言ってください。最初からなんか盛り上がる感じで。
Wait, you're saying some pretty outrageous things here. Are you okay?
私は本気です。大真面目です。君がきちんと私に告白するまで、今日は絶対に譲りません。
Hey. She walks right up to me and stares straight into my
ガ
eyes.
君、さあ早く。
Wait. When she's this close to me, it reminds me. Since I haven't seen her for so long, it's been a while since we were this close to each other. And besides, what's with this humiliation game? I didn't think she was the type of person to say these kinds of things. Or did you get this obsessed over it because I ignored her for so long? Regardless, the fault lies with me. Alright. Why do you sound so surprised? You can't exactly refuse when you're being this adamant about it.
いいえ、はい。私が努力すればこういう展開もあったのかと思って。どうぞ早く。
I take a long, deep breath. Her eager gaze makes me feel nervous, but I can't back away now. I love you, Muko. It was my fault for not contacting you and having you wait until now. I'm sorry. Muko? She was watching me quietly up until now, but then she exhales deeply in relief. Her expression seems to be filled with a strange sense of accomplishment and bliss.
ようやく古賀君がちゃんと
Fucking amazing.
私のことを私を好きだって長かった。ここまでたどり着くのに夢の中とはいえ一体何度流されてきたのか。 でもまさかここから落とし穴があるのでは。
古賀君、今の好きはよもやお友達としてということではないですよね。like ではなくラブですよね。
As if I'd say something so misleading at a time like this. Of course I mean it in the romantic sense.
よかった。
Muko nods her head several times as if savoring the moment. Seeing her this happy makes me feel like it was worth saying it. She's brightened up and her anger from earlier is nowhere to
も
be
ったい
seen.
ないのでもう一回お願いします。
What?
君が私の言うことを聞いてくれてるうちにもう一回早く。
When she's like this, I can't help but give in to her demands. I love you.
私のことが
Yes, I'm in love with you. That is adorable, mate. She's truly happy from the bottom of her heart, and she nods over and over again, not trying to hide that fact. Damn it, she's so cute.
もっと次は手を握ったりとかしながら
You want me to keep going?
早く時間がないかもしれないんです。こんな機会もう二度と訪れないかもしれないんです。
What are you talking about? If it's something like this, I don't mind doing it for you anytime. She looks at me with eyes full of anticipation. However, as if she suddenly remembered her goal, she pulls herself back together.
それはそれ、これはこれ。
Okay.
じゃあ手を握りながら耳元でささやいてください。
So this is what she likes, huh? I start feeling even more awkward, but it's definitely not unpleasant. I wouldn't be so easily going along with this otherwise. As I draw closer to her and intertwine my fingers with her, Muko looks embarrassed again, but her expression is full of anticipation. Not again. That face is totally unfair. I love you, Muko. I love you.
古賀君がこんなに私のことを。嬉しい。こんな思い通りの夢を見られる日が来るなんて。もう一回お願いします。
Sure, you're acting awfully spoiled today. I'm glad that she's being so honest. If she were always like this, I'd tell her that I love her as many times as she wanted. What's going on today? I love you. She smiles and returns to hold I have on her hands as she snuggles up to me. It's been a while since I felt the soft sensation. My heart begins to race. She smells kind of nice too. This could be bad. It really has been too long, so maybe that's why I'm feeling a bit aroused. But this is a normal reaction, right? Would happen to any man when the girl he loves does something like this. Hey, Muko, sorry to ruin the mood, but
何ですか？
getting so much to me, my friend down there is going to get.
いいですよ。
Huh? Wait, are you sure you understand what I'm talking about? I mean, that's not. I mean that I'm getting turned on.
分かってます。
I thought that she'd get mad, but this definitely throws me for a loop. She blushes slightly and shoots me a glance as she nestles back up to me.
私だって君がここに現れた時から覚悟はしていましたから。
Are you sure about doing it here? We could go back to your room first?
これまで散々ひどいことをしてきた君が今さらそれを言うのですか？
No. Actually, no, that's just a kiss. That's just a kiss. That's fine. Well, I guess it's true that we already did it in a hospital room where anyone could have walked in at any time. That was probably a worse choice of location than you. I'm concerned about doing it at school, but I haven't seen her in a while. She's cute, and she said that it's okay. I'm slowly starting to not care. Muko? When I embrace her and look her in the face, I see that her bright red face is looking right back at me. Her cheeks are flushed and her eyes are slightly moist. She's so cute I can't help it. A smile naturally forms on my face as I take in this nostalgic feeling. Yeah?
お願いがあります。
You're not gonna tell me to stop now, are you?
違います。それは全然いいんです。私の要望が通るのでしたら、今日の夢の感じなら素直に甘えてしまってもいいですよね。いつもみたいにいじめたりしないで優しくしてほしいのですが。
She continues to blush and says that embarrassedly. For a moment, I don't quite understand what she means and can only stare at her blankly. Have I been bullying you that much?
そうですね。自覚なかったですか？前回と前々回なんて本当にひどかったです。
But it's only been twice, right? Sorry about that.
分かっていただければいいんです。
I'll make sure to be gentle this time. Let me know if I do anything you don't like.
はい。
I return her timid embrace. She then cuddles up to me again and smiles happily. I didn't realize I was being so mean to her. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Oh, it's this CG, but she's clothed this time. And he's in a suit. Man's looks snazzy as fuck still. I lift Muko up in my arms and seat her on my lap. Gonna kiss you. She meekly accepts the quick pecks that I give on her lips. Our lips meet over and over again, and I care not to go. I take care not to go too deep.
語学
A few kisses later, I slowly open my eyes and stare at Muko's face. I see her in a state of ecstasy and an expression filled with joy. Apparently, she likes being kissed. Muko. My lips come into contact with hers again, and this time I extend my tongue and try licking her lips. She shivers, somewhat shocked by my actions, but she clutches to me strongly. She then follows my lead and does the same with her tongue. Oh boy, we're gonna have to deal with that again. We know where this goes. We don't need to read all this. We know what it is. Okay, I'm reading this. She's so cute that my chest grows hot and I can't help but be happy. Can I? She's practically begging me, so as she nods and presses her lips against mine. Come to think of it. Come to think about it, this is probably the first time she's been this aggressive. It only serves to make me even happier. Okay. Our lips touch and our tongue. We go back to. You okay? Yes, I'm fine, she says. Alright then. I move my palm more while kissing her, caressing the air around her collarbone before separating my lips and gazing at her.
語学
Koga, Ushio says. I'm going to take your clothes off now, okay? She looks embarrassed, but she obediently nods, and she's probably just going to be naked now. Oh, nope, she's lying on her back. Or, not lying, she's sitting on the couch with the legs apart. See you after the H scene. Alright, they're done. After the deed is done, we hurriedly clean up the room out of embarrassment. It's gotten fairly late, so there shouldn't be anyone left in the school building, but even so. Hey, Muko, you alright?
はい。
She still seems a bit dazed, like her mind is somewhere else. Maybe took things too far and went a little overboard. Regardless of how cute she is, I should really learn some self-control going forward. Are you sure you're okay? You'll be able to walk back to your room. I'm more than willing to carry you back.
おかしい
Huh? What is? She ignores my question and blinks repeatedly. I have no idea what she's confused
そ
about.
ろそろだと
Hold on, what are you talking about? Muko, are you
お
listening?
かしい
She tilts her head quizzically, muttering to herself and pays me no heed. Not again. She's in that state where nobody's words will get through to her. Are you okay, Muko? What have you've been finding strange for the past while?
そろそろ目が覚めるはずなんです。いつもこれくらいのタイミングで
I think I might have figured out why all of this happened in the first place. I think I know, but this is what am I supposed to say now? He turns to face me. We stare at each other for a while, both of us at a loss as to what to say. After seeing me stay silent, she starts trembling.
してもしかして どうしてスーツを着ているのか
Oh, sure. In order to properly learn the fundamentals of how to control my mana, I'm going to be staying at the school. So somehow I got by when we were rescuing Umbro and the others, but that was because Angel was helping me from the shadows. After everything settled down, I realized that I don't really have a good grasp on my mana, as good a grasp on my mana as I thought I did. So now here I am. But I couldn't remain as a student, so I'm the principal's secretary.
学園長も一緒
Yep, I need to dress the part, so they gave me this suit.
それでその
Basically. Oh, I actually got back a few days ago, so I'm sorry for not letting you know. To be honest, there was so much I had to do, I didn't have any time for myself. She starts trembling again after hearing my explanation. On top of that, her face is flushed all the way to the tips of her ears. She's angry, isn't she? Yeah, this is, Moko, did you think that you were dreaming this entire time?
どうしてそれを最初に言わないんですか
The moment I ask her that, she lashes out and throws a cushion at me. I rush to catch it, and when I see her face again, she's in tears. I was trying to explain, you know! You were the one who wouldn't listen!
もっとこうなんというか誠意ある対応
You were the one who said you didn't want to hear it! What was I supposed to do?
そんなことは
You remember saying it, don't you?
ありません いつもの夢と同じように脈絡なく出てくるからですしかもそんな格好でそれなのに今日だけ妙に優しくてそんなの夢だと思うじゃないですかだから古賀くんのせいです
My fault!
君が制服を着てないから悪いんです
Well, anyway, calm down first. She goes quiet after saying her piece, her eyes still wet with her tears. It would be best not to aggravate her anymore. After a period of silence, Muko seems to have calmed down. She stands up, albeit still looking ashamed.
もう帰りましょう
Yeah, we probably should.
消えてしまいたい全部現実だったなんてこれもそれもみんな
We walk back to the dorms together with an extremely awkward air between us. I try to think about what to talk about, but I decide to keep quiet since she would only get angry if I said something unnecessary.
古賀くん
Yeah? She's the first one to break the silence. However, she sounds quite shy.
ああいったことはその今後は毒素分室では遠慮していただけたらいいと言ったのは夢だと思っていたからなので
Okay. Well, I did have my misgivings about it in that sort of place.
じゃあストップかけてくださいよこれは夢じゃないんだぞってちゃんと言ってくださいよ
As if my brain would be functioning properly after you asked for it like that. You were putting me on the spot.
誘ったりなんか
Sure. Do you always have dreams about doing that kind of thing with me?
違います別にいつも見てるわけじゃありませんから
I see. So she's not denying that she's dreamt of that before. She'd actually start crying if I said that out loud, so I won't. She falls silent again. I continue to walk beside her. It would be for the best if I didn't say anything else. While we're walking, she sighs several times. Seeing her like this, I think for a bit and hold her hand tightly. Lucy, I love you. Her eyes widen in surprise and her face turns beet red. It's like I'm watching a comedy routine. I feel really bad about leaving you hanging like that. Sorry. I haven't properly apologized for it yet. She becomes flustered and her eyes wander, looking every which way. Using her free hand, she pinches the back of the hand I'm holding and grimaces from the pain. She's trying to confirm that she's not dreaming. Your cuteness never ceases to amaze me.
何を夢じゃなくて
She told me to be kind to her, but seeing her act like this makes me want to tease her. I peer into her face, and that's enough to make her quiver. Makes me chuckle and put my lips close to her ear. You sure? It seems like you want me to say that I love you a lot, so I'll do that once a day from now on. Ooh, your ears are all red again. I smirk as I say that, and she quickly moves her face away.
やっぱりそういう性癖なんじゃないですか
Ow! He slaps me across the face. Unable to dodge, I eat the brunt of its force. She walks off with her face still red. Hey, Buko, wait, forgive me!
知りません
Oh, come on, don't say that! I hurry after her and grasp her hand once again. The color of her face turns an even deeper red. Love you?
また
Spare me the slap. Her hand starts traveling in my direction, but I grab it before it hits me and look her in the eye. Her expression is a mix of anger, distress, and embarrassment. I really do love this face.
あんまりからかわないでください
I will take your feedback into consideration.
まったく君という人は
Her smile is one of relief and exasperation. Just read, I really don't think I'll ever be able to stop teasing her anytime soon. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm in love with her after all.
ニヤニヤしていないで帰りますよ
Okay.
もうちょっとだけこのままでいいです
You got it. That was cute. Episodes have been added to another story. So we did unlock Fujito now, but... Whoops, fuck. The confusion made me misclick. Alright, so this one wasn't unlocked, but the Fujito one was unlocked. What? I'm very confused. Highly confuzzled. Confuddled, I mean. Fujito. This happened after a string of events were cleanly resolved. In order to perfect my in order to perfect my control of the Mamana, I stayed at the school to study and became the principal's secretary. And one day, while I was doing regular desk work,
古賀くんお茶が欲しいのだが
please take care of matters like that yourself.
できないから頼んでいるんじゃないかそれに私は古賀くんが入れてくれたお茶がいいのだよ
Jeez, fine, take a seat.
はーいあ今日はコーヒーがいいな
Okay, okay. I really want to study up on mana control techniques and read some magical tomes, but being a secretary is unexpectedly a lot of work. Or rather, the principal's just shoving at me any random tasks she can think of. I never would have imagined I'd be doing so many odd jobs.
砂糖は控えめミルクは多めで頼むよ
You sure are picky.
古賀くんまだ
Almost, just wait a bit longer. Oh, this feels so strange considering that she was so hostile to us not long ago. But now she's talking to me like nothing ever happened. If anything, she seems even friendlier than before. Well, I know it's because of orders from her creator, but still. Here's your coffee.
おーでーくいとっても嬉しいよ
Once you're done drinking that, make sure you take care of the stuff that actually needs to get
も
done.
ちろん分かっていると思う
Really now.
古賀くん
I'm going to stab you. I'm going to...
冷ましてくれたまえ
Listen, the gun is for swift, quick, and easy solutions. This one is for when I want it to hurt. Do it yourself!
ブーブー少しくらいは構ってくれてもいいもの
I really want to go to the library
や
soon.
だまだ一緒がいい
What are you talking about? Didn't we agree that I'd only help you as a secretary until this time each day? Point to the clock as I say that, and she looks up at me with puppy dog eyes, fidgeting. I've got a bad feeling about this.
だって明日の理事会で必要な書類がまだ全然用意できてなくて
Come again?
明日の理事会に必要な書類が用意できてない
Take that sort of stuff serious, will you? Which ones are still
わあ
incomplete?
手伝ってくれるのかね。それではこれとこれとこれを参考にしてだね。
You barely started! Complaining won't do me any good. The sooner I get through this, the sooner I can head to the library. Finally done! It's well into the night, but I still managed to compile all the necessary documents. I didn't think it'd take this long.
わあさすがは古賀くんだ。本当に助かったよ。でくい。
I just gotta manage to get through all of it. Besides, I asked you 3 days ago if you were working on these.
確かに聞かれたね。
Didn't you say that you were? How come they aren't done then?
やっていないって分かったら君が手伝ってくれるかなと思って。でへ
For crying out loud, she doesn't look the least bit remorseful. She doesn't feel sorry at all. There won't be a next time. Take care of this stuff yourself.
なんだと？それは困るぞ。
Whoa! She suddenly comes flying at me while she argues back. Takes me by complete surprise and I can't brace myself in time. She clings and snuggles up to me while looking up at me with upturned eyes.
わからないかな。君に構ってほしかったんだよ。
As if I could!
せっかくの秘書なのにオフィスラブの一個もないなんて寂しい。
I like how this implies that Fuito thinks that having a secretary naturally requires the existence of office love affairs. It is an integral part of the job. She rubs her cheeks against mine as she spouts nonsense. It doesn't seem like she's gonna get away from me anytime soon, and I can feel her hold on me getting
手伝っ
stronger.
てくれたお礼にサービスだっていっぱいするのに。ほら。
Hey! Where do you think you're touching?
だからサービスだと言ったではないか。
With her body pressed against me, she starts stroking the area around my crotch. That's not what I'm asking about! I force myself away and stare straight at her. But her eyes are sparkling expectantly. You know, Fuito.
なんだね、古賀くん。
That is that. And this is this. Take your job more seriously!
じゃあ、お仕置きプレイということで。
I wish to try an highlighter. She was being quite serious when she said that, but it certainly didn't sound like it. And on top of that, her eyes are sparkling, which means that she doesn't feel remorseful in the least. Okay? I get it now. Sure, brave to be asking her for that so openly.
あ
Oh, yep, she is bent over his lap. And his hand is primed for delivering the smack of a lifetime. Anyways, I might already count this as H scene. Because I pull Fuito towards me, place her face down on my lap, flip her skirt up, and rip off the page.
何をするのだね、古賀くん。なんかそれは違う。
What are you doing, Koga? This isn't what I had in mind. Stop this at once, Fuito says. Now rendered immobile, she starts struggling and panicking. However, I keep her body restrained and prevent her from escaping. I'm punishing you, obviously. Isn't that what you asked for?
こういうことを
Not like this. Let me down now.
殺したまえ。
She says. You're the one who suggested it to begin with, so you're gonna have to accept it.
だからこういうことではないと。
Yes, yes, now stay still. I slap her butt while keeping her flailing body in check. She completely stops moving out of surprise, and I give her another slap before she starts shaking her head.
痛いじゃないか。
Of course it hurts! It's not punishment if it doesn't!
さっきから言ってるが、お仕置きというのは。
And it'll only hurt more if you don't keep quiet.
いじめだ。こんなのは子供に対するお仕置きではないか。
Well, you sure look like one, don't you? Her buttocks gradually becomes redder and redder as I continue to slap them. I stare at them intently and strike them again.
もう、わかったから。
Can't trust you at all.
信用ならないとはどういうことかね。
Because you lied about getting your work done!
なぜだ。今はこんなに必死にお願いしているではないか。
Unfortunately, you cried wolf one too many times.
また。
You sound like you're enjoying it though.
ちっとも嬉しくない。
Even though you wanted me to punish you.
だから私がしてほしいのは。
Okay, now I'm skipping. They're done. It was a dream. Guess who was dreaming it? Your guess was incorrect. It's fucking Ushio again. Also, the second CG for the H scene, this motherfucker was putting his entire weight onto the middle of her back. That fucking principal is fucking paralyzed from the waist down. Like, no way that small frame is supporting his whole fucking weight.
もーちゃん。どうしたのもーちゃん。急に大きな声出すからびっくりしたよ。
すみません。ちょっとひどい夢を見てしまっただけだから。
本当？顔が真っ赤だよ。熱とかない？
本当に大丈夫。ごめんなさい。
大丈夫ならいいんだけど。
ねえ、少し落ち着けば大丈夫だから。それにしてもムツキだけでは飽き足らず学園長まで。しかも
I'm big.
ミッチーお疲れ様。
君は一体どれだけド S なんですか？
What? Where the hell did that come from? This poor fucker has to deal with this so often. I feel like Wuxia actually has to see someone about those emotional outbursts. Like, she can't react that time every time she has another weird-ass dirty dream. Our first cooking challenge. Right? Head is repaired. The seal on the treasury was prepared soon after things settled down at the school. As a result of disciplinary committee, and the bureau had almost no supernatural incidents to deal with. We were back to being regular students, more or less. And the days and months passed by in the blink of an eye. We're now on the long break just before the upcoming graduation ceremony, and I'm out on an errand.
そういえばこの辺りは古賀君の家の近くだったような。
I'm pretty sure this is a fucking unused background. Did they make this one just for this? Or did they have it also in the second game when they were out and about? I forget. I recall the address that he told me of once before. Should be within walking distance, I think.
突然訪ねるのは迷惑になるでしょうか。でも
Recently, he's been busy with business trips, and we haven't had many chances to meet, so I feel an urge to visit
そうだ
him.
電話かメールをすれば突然押しかけて驚かせることもないのでは。
Right as I'm about to do so, certain memories are recalled in my mind. Dream.
あれは夢です。夢だけど。
What if, during this long vacation, secretly did something like that with another
い
girl?
え、あれは夢です。それに古賀君はそんなことをする人じゃありません。
Yes, it's not. Dad, I'm worried that he's cheating on me. There shouldn't be any problems with me dropping by to say hi since I was in the area. I'll just catch up with him and ask him how Michiru's doing. That's nothing strange about that.
こっちの方向のはず。
As I'm going through all these thoughts in my mind, I arrive at what appears to be Koga's home. The nameplate says Koga as well, so there's no doubt about it. However, I can't muster the courage to ring the doorbell.
ありえないとは思いますが、万が一本当に浮気をしていたら、私はどうすれば。
I get scared as I picture that in my mind and shake my head to clear it. I know that it's impossible, so why am I so worried? I don't have any big concerns about him, or at least I don't think I do.
もし他の女の子が彼のことを好きになってしまったら。
That's certainly within the realms of possibility. He seems very close to Fushimi, that nurse we met last time, but they denied having any sort of relationship with her. And when he was still pretending to be a student, he was on good terms with several of his classmates. Is it a confidence he gets because he's older? Or maybe he always had this sort of personality? He does seem friendly to everyone he
と
meets.
にかくいつ誰に好意を寄せられてもおかしくないというか。
Based on that, even if I march into his room right this instant, it's possible that I could witness an unbelievable sight. You go and ring the doorbell.
迷っていたって真実にはたどり着けない。それなら。
Let's see, where do I even start? Coming! I'm lost in thought with my arms folded when the doorbell rings. I hurriedly make my way to the front door. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting.
こんにちは。
Oh god! Huh? What are you doing here? I'm taken aback by the person standing before me when I open the door.
なぜ少し慌てた様子なんですか。もしや不安が現実に。
However, she looks a bit surprised as well. I wonder why. At any rate, her timing couldn't have been any better. Anyway, it's great to see you. Come on in.
私はちょっと挨拶をしに来ただけで。
It's fine. This way. Her eyes widen when she sees the books and papers scattered all across the living room.
なんです。これは。
Well, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, this fucking finger claw is it is crying out for mercy at this point.
料理の本に。これはレシピをプリントアウトしたものですか。まさか料理を作るんですか。
Yeah, you see, this all started yesterday. I was setting up the table while waiting for Michiru to finish cooking. Michiru, I'm done here. Is the food ready yet?
まだもうちょっと待ってよ。
Starving though.
お兄ちゃんもそろそろ自炊できるようになった方がいいと思うよ。
That's easier said than
た
done.
くさん食べるんだから自分で美味しいもの作れるようになった方がいいじゃない。それに学園にいる間はちゃんとカロリー計算したご飯食べてないでしょ。
How'd you guess?
お兄ちゃんのことくらいわかります。
What she says is right. I just ate whatever I was at school. I did my best to control my portions, but it's a bit different when it comes to nutrition. Well, I guess knowing how to cook is useful.
明日早速やってみよう。
Huh? That's short notice. That's no way I can do that.
大丈夫だよ。カレーとかビーフシチューだったら箱の裏に作り方が書いてあるから。
Is it really that simple?
それに包丁の使い方とか食材の切り方とかは本やネットで調べれば大丈夫。材料はだいたい冷蔵庫の中に揃ってるし買い物に行く必要もないよ。
I see. Well, it's worth a shot.
僕明日は予定があって出かけるんだ。だから帰ってくるまでに晩ご飯作っといてね。
Okay, I'll do my best.
よし、それじゃあご飯できたし食べよう。
And that's why I'm in this predicament.
なるほど。理解しました。
So, if you don't mind, could you help me make dinner?
え？はい。それはわかりましたが、私もあまり経験は。
That's fine. Here's an apron. You wouldn't want your clothes to get dirty.
わざわざありがとうございます。ところで、何からすればいいんですか？
I've already taken the ingredients out from the fridge and washed the veggies. The next step would be to cut them, but I don't really know how.
それではまず、料理ごとに適した切り方を調べないといけませんね。
She dons the apron and she says that before collecting and perusing the books and papers scattered throughout the room. I had a hard time going through all of them myself, but with her help, I think things will go smoothly from here on out.
ところで、何を作るんです？
Beef stew.
わかりました。野菜もお肉も一口大程度に切ればいいようですね。玉ねぎはくし切り。
Wedges.
本に写真付きで載っています。このように切るようです。
Okay, let's give it a shot. Two of us are side by side in the narrow kitchen trying to cook, but we're inexperienced, so I wonder if this will go well. Glance over at Muko and see that she's gripping the knife with her brow furrowed.
まな板に対して平行に立ち、足を半歩後ろに引き。
Is she alright? Okay, Muko, you seem really flustered.
話しかけないでください。どうすべきか忘れてしまいます。
Okay, so first we peel the vegetables and then cut them.
皮むき？それは包丁でですか？
Let's see. We have peelers, so we can use that.
では、包丁は一旦置いて。
I'll handle the potatoes. Can you do the carrots? Move on to the cutting phase. Nietzsche said that the knives are sharp, so we don't need to use that much force. Something like this, I guess. When we go to try it, it's actually pretty easy. The big said all we're doing is cutting veggies.
押して切る。
Look into my side, I see Muko trembling and holding the knife dangerously as she cuts the carrots. Hey, are you okay? That doesn't look safe.
黙ってください。集中できなくなります。
You seem really clumsy with that knife.
不器用とは何ですか？これでも一生懸命やってるんですから。大体手伝えと言ったのは君なのに。
I'm just afraid that you're going to get hurt.
ごめんなさい。心配されてたんですね。
I thought that she was angry, but she suddenly blushes embarrassedly. This happens all the time, but that look is seriously unfair. I can't admonish her anymore. Oh, I'm sorry too. The knife will cut just fine if you don't put that much strength into it.
そうなんですか？わかりました。
Well, just be careful. We managed to finish chopping the vegetables, and we move on to the next step after reading the instructions in the back of the box and in books. Test some the vegetables on a low heat, but we don't know how low it means. We don't know how long to simmer it for either, but it's at least starting to resemble beef stew. A tantalizing aroma comes wafting from the cooking pot. We somehow managed to reach the finish line without messing up. I sighed and embraced the feeling of success.
あとはこのまま煮込んでおけば完成ですね。
Yeah, thanks, Muko.
いいえ、私は何も。
What are you talking about? You did a bunch of research for me and that was super
お
helpful.
役に立てたなら良かったです。
She takes off her apron and she says that and folds it up tightly before handing it to me. Huh?
晩ご飯も無事にできたようですから、そろそろ失礼しますね。もともと長居するつもりはありませんでしたし。
Huh? Why don't stick around for a bit? We made it together, so you deserve to eat too. It is too much for me, just me, Michiru and me.
それじゃあ、もう少しいさせてもらいます。
Please do. It's been a while since we last saw each other anyway. I saw them say that with a smile and she nods embarrassedly. Again, that kind of face should be illegal, but I can't do anything about it if she's not doing it on
み
purpose.
ちるさんはまだ帰ってこないんですか？
Yeah, we've got some time until she said she'd be back.
そうなんですね。
Are they going to start fucking and that causes the stew to burn? It's cute seeing her all restless. She's glancing every which way like an abandoned kitten that was picked up and isn't used to its new surroundings. Hey, there's something I want to try
何で
out.
すか？私にできることならやりますが。
He just hands her the apron back. Strip. Here, puts it back on. Give her the apron that she just returned
こ
to
れ
me.
はもう使いません。
Don't worry about it. I just want to see you wearing it.
ああ。
She looks confused but obliges with my request. Uko!
何をするんですか？
After staring intently at her in the apron, my face naturally slackens and I hug her forcefully. It's because you're so cute! I gently caress her body as I embrace her and turn her chin upward. I then proceed to place my lips on hers, sticking my tongue inside her mouth and slowly moving it around. Oh boy, Jesus Christ. I indulge in that's not... She seems surprised, but as our kiss continues, the energy drains from her body. She clings to me. She hesitantly moves her tongue to match my movements. I steal a glance at her facial expression. Her face is flushed and she looks entranced. I draw her body closer to mine, and go for an even deeper kiss. Our lips slowly separate to see that she's still in that euphoric state. Uko?
古賀君、どうして急に？いえ、ダメだというわけではないのですが。
To be honest, I was feeling kind of horny while we were cooking. I've never seen you in an apron before, and it was refreshing, so, you know, answering your question directly is pretty embarrassing, and she blushes while I'm beating around the bush. It's just way too adorable, and I'm only getting more and more aroused, and so I wanted to try out a couple things.
したいことって、ちょっと何をするんですか？
I hug her again and gently stroke her body. She's startled, but she doesn't resist. Start moving my hands around and dressing
ちょっ
her.
と古賀君、何を？
Is it obvious? Whisper into her ears and kiss it. Whisper into her ear and kiss it, causing her to yelp. Undress her bit by bit, making sure she doesn't have the energy to fight back. That sounds bad. This is really, Ushio says. With another kiss and some more caresses, she's completely weakened and doesn't struggle at all. And she's naked. Knowing that, I take her off the rest of her clothes, leaving her in nothing but the apron. I had a fucking hunch. She glares at me, her face beat red. Can't believe you, this is who she says. Like I said, I wanted to try it.
やってみたかった。
Wanted to try it? You're only saying that because Michiru isn't back yet, Ushio says. No, seriously, we'll be fine. We've got plenty of time.
そういう問
That's
題
not the
だ。
problem here, Ushio says. She gets angry with each sentence that comes out of my mouth and glares at me harder. But even that's irresistibly cute. What in the world are you thinking? Ushio says. I stripped you down to that and you can't tell?
それは
That's,
その
You know what, I can show this much. Essentially, since it's just dye. See? You do know. She starts fidgeting and she blushes. It's downright adorable and I want to satisfy this urge right this instant. However, Moko comes back to her senses before long and she goes back to glaring at me. I don't say anything in return, simply staring at her in
どう
silence.
して黙っているんですか？なんとか言ったらどうなんです？古賀君、だから何か言ってください。
Her face gets even redder, unable to take my silence anymore. I give her a huge smirk when I say that. It's nothing. I was just think that you all really are super cute.
何を？
You look really cute in that and it fits you.
こんな格好で褒められても嬉しくなんかありません。
Though she says that, it's clear that that's not entirely the case. She's like an open book, and on top of that, she's cute. It doesn't seem like you hate it, though.
だからといって嬉しくなんてありません。
Really? I'm happy that she's so cute, though.
そんな風に言う。
Are you happy? I purposefully ask her that to make her angry, and she glares at me, red as a beet. That expression while she's in that outfit is dangerous. It's too stimulating in more ways than one.
君が何を考えているのか
私には本当にわかりません。
And this is the part where I'm gonna just stop and continue after the H scene. They done fucking. Since we did it in the living room, we clean up after ourselves and Muko puts her clothes back on. A naked apron really is every man's dream. I bask in the satisfaction of what happened not too long ago, and she blushes in embarrassment. Maybe we went a bit too far. Well, I'm sorry. I got too excited.
どうしてあんなものでテンションが上がるんですか？
Like I said, it's every man's dream.
まったくもって理解不能です。
It goes without saying that anyone would get excited seeing their girlfriend in that outfit. Her face turns red again and she's at loss for words. I don't think I said anything strange.
君はそんなことばかり。
But it's true. Oh, but I think the stew should be just about ready by now.
そうですね。
Let's have a taste before Michiru gets back. I get up and she follows suit, albeit exasperated. We peer into the simmering pot and are greeted with a tasty-looking beef stew. She scoops out a bit onto a saucer and hands it to
味
me.
見なんですから、ほんの少しだけですよ。
I know. Delish. You should try some too, Muko. It's definitely better than how I had imagined it would turn out. Pass the saucer back and have her try some. Her face immediately lights up when she tastes it.
本当。
Might be because we worked on it together, or maybe just having her by my side was enough to make this stew taste so good.
美味しい。
She smiles at me warmly. Perhaps she's thinking the same thing. Muko?
古賀君、何ですか？
She looks slightly uncomfortable from my staring at her and puts the saucer down. Nothing. I'm glad it turned out well.
そうですね。みちるさん、とても驚かれそうですね。
Was worth the effort to put in, though I doubt I'd be able to make it again by myself. Well, that's not important.
何度か反復すれば、君ならすぐに覚えられますよ。なんだか、こんな風に会話していると、本当に古賀君と一緒に住んで、もう、私は何をおかしなことを考えて、これはたまたま偶然こうなっただけで、彼にそういう意図はないし、そうだ、みちるさんが帰ってくる前に、あちらの本も片付けた方が。あれ古賀くんいない。さっきまで隣にいたと思ったのに、一体どこに浮かれていたのは、やはり私だけだったようですね。分かってました。でももう少しだけ新婚家庭の気分に浸らせてくれてもいいじゃないですか。あんな恥ずかしい格好までさせられて。古賀君、バカ。
Hey, Muko.
何ですか？
Is it just me or did you get mad all of a sudden?
別に怒ってません。いつも通りです。
Well, I guess you're acting more or less like your usual self, but
古賀君？
did you pick up the strange aura I was emanating? My expression softens as she looks at me curiously. I'm feeling more comfortable now, but I pull myself together and straighten my posture. So,
はい。
I was planning on telling you later, but now sort of felt like the right time, I
何で
guess.
しょうか？
Here, take a seat. Not gonna be a long talk, but it would be rude of me to keep her standing the entire time. She takes me up on my offer and sits down. I still don't have complete control over my powers, and I'm sure I'm still nowhere near done with my studies. So it'll probably be a while before I leave the school. She stiffens up. Seems that was enough for her to get the gist of what this conversation was going to be about.
そうですね。古賀君は勉強不足が過ぎると学園長がたまに嘆いておられます。
Why that little? Anyways, this isn't about the principal. I'm going to be staying at the school, but you're going to be going to graduate and move on to university.
はい。
I'm asking this to make sure, but I don't plan on breaking up because this is going to turn into a long distance thing, and neither do you, right?
当たり前です。そんなこと考えてません。
Great. That's all I wanted to confirm. She looks somewhat relieved as I say that, and tension
あ
leaves
の
her.
学園は携帯が通じませんから。そうなったら電話で連絡を取るしかありませんね。あとは休日に2人の予定が合いそうなら会えるかどうか。
You can hear the loneliness mixed into her voice. Yeah, we definitely won't be able to see each other as much when we're not at the same school anymore.
でも仕方ありません。
Well, everything will be alright if I can hurry up and master my own mana.
早くそうなってくれないと困ります。
Problematic for yourself too, huh?
私は真面目に話をしてるんですよ。
I know. Let me see your hand.
手を？なぜです？
Just do it.
そんなに引っ張らなくても出しますから。
Oh! Yes! Oh! Yes. I take her left hand and place on her ring finger something that I've been hiding in my palm. It's what I had suddenly made up my mind about and rushed back to my room to get. Her eyes are bigger than I've ever seen them before after I suddenly put the ring on her. I can't help but laugh at her expression. I knew that she'd be surprised, but not this surprised. How's the size? If it's too big or too small, I can...
問題ありません。
Glad to hear that. I was worried since I only vaguely remembered your size.
語学。これは
She's still unsure how to interpret this gift.
卒業したら離れることになるから、その代わりにこれを私にくれるという。
There's that, but that's not all.
けど
I wouldn't have had to do it here if that was the only reason. I'm not saying right this instant, but once I fully understand and have control of my own powers, I want you to marry me. Her jaw drops upon hearing that. However, she soon processes my words and blushes. She's completely flustered and her eyes wander.
語学、私は
These are my feelings. Meant for this to be an engagement ring. Even after I graduate and leave, my feelings towards you will never change. By the way, you don't need to be worried about my disease. Apparently, I'll be able to cure myself once I know how to use my powers properly. So... It's fine if you don't have an answer for me right now, but if you do, I'd like to hear it.
答えはその語学私も
You also what? I need you to spell it out for me. I stare at her intently and her eyes start tearing up. She looks like she could start crying any moment now, but she desperately holds it back and smiles.
私も気持ちは変わりません。語学と一緒になりたいです。
It feels like I'm being choked to death by the amount of wholesomeness on the screen right now. Oh my fucking god, I'm going to My heart is filled with warmth as she says that. Might take a while, but will you wait for me?
はい。でもあまり長く待たせないでくださいね。本当はずっとそばにいたいんです。
Okay. I'll do my best.
期待しています。
Seeing her honestly nodding at that makes me think that I'll have to give my studies 110%. I can't ever wait for me until we're both old and wrinkly. Oh, I almost forgot, Muko.
はい。何ですか?
I haven't told you this yet today. Caress her smiling face and whisper softly to her. Love you more than anyone else in the world.
私もあなただけを愛しています。
This game be trying to fucking murder me with cute. And that's the entire trilogy of Clockwork Ley-Line games. took way fucking longer than it honest to God should have, just because I decided to not record for a fucking month. But hey, here we are! And, I already feel the ever-encroaching void like, just taking over my fucking the pit of my stomach, because I have to now leave this game behind, because I finished it. And it always happens! It always fucking happens! Just... Ah! So, verdict. Ushi is fucking adorable. This game is fucking amazing. It's fucking great. It actually made me use my brain for once, which, you know, that's a rarity. I didn't use it well. Like, I was just throwing out conspiracy theories as if I had the fucking chalkboard. Corkboard. Not caulk. Caulk is the stuff for construction. Corkboard. You know what I fucking mean. The Always Sunny in Philadelphia mean. So yeah. You know what? I actually would put it above base game Magico, I think. Yeah, I think I am actually putting it above base game Magico, because base game Magico did have a few moments that just really made me kind of not enjoy it for a little bit, which just massively neutres it, even though I adore Magikoi. But most of my enjoyment for Magikoi comes from Magikoi S very much, when you really think about it. But yeah, anyways, you know what? Might as well check while the recording is still going. I got a message. Okay. Literally 2 minutes ago, huh? Well timed. Be able to reply after the fucking video. Why is a random ass Exodia video being recommended to me? That's fucking weird. Anyways, channel. Can actually open it again. That's lovely. For some reason, like a few days ago, YouTube just didn't load my channel. Thankfully, I knew that it wasn't like a actual serious issue where my channel got deleted, because I could still open fucking YouTube Studio. The only thing I couldn't open was my YouTube page in browser. And that was fucking weird. I mean, that was a big problem. Anyways, with a whopping 53% of the votes, my Klutzy Cupid wins the vote. You know what that means? Teacher route time. Although I am, at this point, aware that the teacher route needs me to beat the main girl route, and you know how I usually handle main girl route. Main girl route last. However, this does have this weird consequence to where the teacher route is kinda placed in a slot that would usually be taken up by the true route. So the teacher route is the true route. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I have diabetes now. I adore this game. I'm gonna feel fucking dead inside for the next couple of fucking days, because I'm done with it now. And I never ended up beating Justin to it, because I decided to procrastinate for a month. But hey, who cares? It was mostly for a joke. Like, for those that didn't pick up on that, it was a joke. I wasn't actually, like, desperately trying to beat the game before Justin. And this isn't like a weird, oh yes, steal viewership thing. I mean, after all, people that watch these videos shouldn't watch them because they want to watch the game, not because they want to experience the story. People that watch these videos should be watching these videos because they want to re-experience the story from perhaps another viewpoint. You know, in my viewpoint, the viewpoint of a fucking crazed conspiracy theorist. That's quite possibly on crack. But yeah. That's why I always tell people that if there's like, watch the first part, or maybe the first 2 parts if you really want to fucking push it, just to see if you want to buy the game. And then buy it, play it, then come back. Because then you also have like the anticipation of, oh, how is he going to react to this and this, and oh, is he going to pick up on this and this piece of foreshadowing? That's partially why I'm like really looking forward to watching Justin play Savage of the Witch, because that game does foreshadowing like a fucking motherfucker. It is so much foreshadowing, that game, that you would never notice on your first playthrough, and I love it. It's great. It's fucking fantastic. But anyways, I need to stop stalling here. I'm gonna go get depressed now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time for Klotzy Cupid. Bye-bye.